What's up, everybody? It has been a while since I've gotten on and spoken to the camera. So many things have changed. I've been trying to clear my head and express some thoughts with clarity and perspective while using like efficient vocabulary that you guys will both understand and appreciate. Those two things are very much disconnected at times. Right now, I'm in Miami, Florida. It is beautiful here. It is a great place to be. I've heard so many things about it over the years, mostly bad, to be honest. For the most part, when I was growing up, I didn't think a single good thing could come out of Miami. And up until a couple years ago, I thought the same way. A bunch of my friends had gone or had come and visited here, and they all said, Miami just doesn't really have much, or it's superficial, or it's blah, 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 or whatever. But in the last couple of years, pretty much every mentor that I've had seems to have either been from here, has moved here, or has been living here for a while. And so I went to a business event in Austin last weekend in Austin, Texas, and I bought a one-way ticket there. And I met so many interesting people on that trip. It was an incredible experience. Everybody who was there owns a business of some sort, and they all operate online. It was an internet marketing conference, to be rather direct. Like, everybody there was in internet marketing in some way, shape, or form. Either they were a business owner who was trying to learn more about marketing, or they did the marketing themselves. And so it absolutely blew my mind, the level of conversations, the level of interesting speeches from all the guest speakers. Every single aspect of it was just incredible. And I met somebody there who I'd been paying attention to for quite some time, had bought his book, read his book, and used some of his strategies to develop a more authentic understanding of myself and my place in the business world. I met him, I spoke to him, and he told me the very first thing he told me before we spoke about anything else was, you're going to run into a lot of things here. You're going to see a lot of interesting paths you can go down, and they're all going to look amazing. But you're going to have to figure out just like 1 to 3 things to do. And meaning one thing every day for the 3 days. You have to figure out one thing to do each of those 3 days. And I totally failed that quest because I did maybe all of them. But I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful that I did that because it was my first ever business event experience. I'd been hearing about these types of things for so long. And now, after that, I just had this really, really, really strong feeling in my heart, in my mind, in my brain and body that I needed to come to Miami. So I touched down yesterday, or no, I touched down the day before yesterday. Stayed in a hotel by the airport, had a nice time. It was pretty beautiful. And now that the chaos is gone, I've been able to actually properly reflect a little bit. Still not super clear, but I feel pretty good about the direction, about the way things are going. I've been able to do some pretty cool things with my business before even formally registering, before even deciding on the direction I want to go, before even finding a niche. I've been able to do some really amazing things as a marketer. And I realized that I've been a marketer forever. When I was building my own bands, when I was teaching lessons, when I was coaching drummers. But even going back to giving speeches in school, writing papers in school, my biggest successes and the most fun that I ever had in any of those opportunities was the chance to be persuasive and the chance to be directing people towards something better. I've always had this vision of how I want the world to be better. And there's some really good things about the world. When I came to Miami here, every person I met has been really extremely nice. I mean, I stayed in Hialeah, which is near the airport. It's like speaking English is rare. And I went to the gas station to just get some snacks. I tried speaking English for a second and just said hello and got this dirty look from the cashier. I was like, oh, okay, we can speak Spanish. As soon as I started speaking Spanish, they just light up. People are excited. And then I learned some really nice things, some really interesting things about people from just asking some questions, making myself available to listen, keeping my mind open to hear, and keeping the path open to explore. Today I got a message from somebody who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet in person, but who's been in my world for a while, and they're on my email list. And she messaged me and she said, dude, I love your emails. And I was like, they're still sending? Because I haven't written an email in at least a month. I started writing one yesterday, didn't finish it. But it's those little things, it's those one things, it's those one person was touched by this. That drove me through music, that drove me through college, business education, that drove me through being homeless in my car. That drove me through everything I've ever done in this life, is just having that one person who could appreciate it. And gradually over time it turns into more people and more people, and gradually over time you get maybe overwhelmed by how many people are willing to speak with you, and you're like, oh man, dude, now I have to reach out, like now I have to respond to everybody and talk to everybody. And for those reasons I haven't uploaded a video in a while. I've just been overwhelmed by the amount of work, I guess you could say. I don't consider the people who have like paid me money, I don't consider that to be work, you know? And I don't consider hanging out with people to be work most of the time. But discovering more and more through time that I can't afford to waste my time when people do feel like work. I think this could be a pretty big takeaway for this video. I know I've just been rambling about different stuff for most of this, but now I can talk about something that might be valuable to some of you. Life is just too short to spend it with people who don't value it. I've had some old friends who don't value their time. They don't care about their time. They don't care about their experience and what's available to them to truly see the world for what it is. It's a beautiful place to be. Full of beautiful people trying to do beautiful things. But if you stay in your hometown, or you stay around your group of old friends, or you stay around any group of friends for too long, and this is just if they're not good friends, you know, but if you stay around them for too long, you find yourself not believing in the possibility of the world anymore, not believing in the beauty of the world anymore. It feels like you're having to carry a heavy weight around with you every time you speak to these people. And so I've really cut back on who I let in to my inbox, to my feed, even who I see in person. I've really cut back on the length of some of these interactions. Like, if I just don't like speaking with you, in the most polite way I can possibly figure out, I'm going to distance myself. And that is a huge, powerful way to just change everything. Because, dude, like, even some of my old best friends, you know, people that I really trusted, people that I was willing to spend copious amount of time with, making the tough decision to not respond to them, to not answer their call, has been the most valuable thing that I've done for myself over the past year. Because it's made me remember and realize and recognize the people who do matter. The family that matters. You know, I am very blessed to have my entire family matters to me. It's a small family, but all of them matter to me, and all of them are worth my time. I know for some others it's not the case, but I'm very, very blessed to be in that position. So my family matters to me. I have other friends who do really matter to me too. But there are some friends, you know, it's like, okay, I'll spend a couple hours with you, and then that's about it. I just can't handle much more. Not in a bad way, but just because there's diminishing returns. At a certain point, it's like, well, we don't really have anything to offer each other anymore. So what are we doing here, you know? And then there's the people who aren't friends yet, but who could be. The mentors, the guides, the colleagues, the people who are going through it alongside you. those people really matter too. And I'm willing to, I don't want to say cut off, but I'm willing to cut away from so many of the other side of that. So many of those friends or ex-colleagues, or willing to cut away from all of those people if it means that I can spend more time with the ones who do matter and who can provide mutual value. That's the thing. That's the biggest thing that I would advise somebody is, if you're going to audit who you're spending your time with, and you're going to say, okay, like these are my friends, and these are the friends I want to stay away from, and these are the friends I want to spend more time around. Make sure that you can provide value to each other. Make sure it is not one-sided. Always give something first. Always be able to offer something. Whether it's like words of encouragement, or you just simply ask great questions, or it's something even simpler. Just being willing to be around them. If you can provide even value as simple as that, things will turn around for you. Things will go in the right direction. They'll go where you want them to go. It's terrifying to believe that in many cases. I certainly am not fully convinced of this concept, but I know it to be true. And I know that when I honestly and earnestly pursue what's true, not what just feels good, I tend to be rewarded for those things. I gotta wrap this video up because I gotta start pitching some business owners. I gotta start pitching them on some marketing services, see if I can find some things to help them with, you know? And I always can. That's sort of the beauty of it. It's like I've yet to find somebody who I couldn't help. And that's an amazing place to be. It's an amazing feeling to have. And I felt that way when I was playing music too. I felt that almost I could help almost anybody. Whether it was with their touring, whether it was with their distribution, whether it was actually playing music with them. I always found ways that I could help people. And it's an amazing feeling when you can actually help people. So if I had one piece of advice to give everybody, and if I had one piece of advice to give some of my old friends who I had to cut away from, it'd be, make sure that you're being valuable. Think about the time that you're putting into the world and into other people. And ask yourself, am I really bringing something valuable to this person's life? Am I doing something that could help this person? Am I doing something that shows that I genuinely care about this person? Or do I just kind of want them around for like no real reason? Or because I'm bored? Life's too short to just hang out with people because you're bored. Make life fun and interesting and exciting for the people around you. And you'll be rewarded. I can personally guarantee that. You will be rewarded when you do that. When you put your foot forward and you say, I'm going to make this life great for the people around me before I ask for anything in return. And honestly, I probably won't ever ask for anything in return, because when you do this right, it should come naturally. It should come back to you naturally. And if it doesn't, you got to refine it. You got to refine your approach. You got to work on the way you're doing it. Never expect anything without giving first. And never expect anything, period. You could give first many, many times over, a million times over, and you could still get nothing back. That doesn't mean you shouldn't keep doing it. It just means that you have to find somebody else and somebody else until you find somebody who does give you something back because they see the value in you. And I would encourage you guys to all, go to an event, go to a business event. I don't care if you're in business or not. Just go to a business event and learn something and listen to what people are talking about. You will find something very, very, very exciting and interesting. But you got to take the risk too. You got to take the risk to give first and not expect anything. It's a risk and it's scary, but you got to do it. So, with all that said, I'm probably going to write some emails again. I want to get back into writing emails. I think I'm really good at it. I'm not the best at selling over email, I don't think, but I'm really good at writing emails because I'm a good writer. So I want to get back into writing those emails, and I hope that they're providing people some value. I promise, literally the only thing that I've ever kind of asked for in return in my emails is hey, if you are interested in hearing more about this, let's just talk on the phone. That's literally the only thing I've ever put in my email. I've done 1 or 2 sales before for yeah, I'm offering this program for X price, but I felt really bad about doing it and I stopped. People told me that's what you're supposed to do. And I felt really weird about it, so I stopped because I just think I can provide value elsewhere. But, speaking on the phone with me, just having a conversation, I might find out that there may be something I can help you with, and I might find out that I can actually provide you a service. But I won't know that until we actually have a conversation. So I really encourage you to get onto my email list. I might have a link in this description. I might just comment below. Just comment below, and I'll enroll you in my email list if that's something you're interested in. But until then, take risks. Get out there and do stuff that just terrifies you. But make sure it's headed for something good and provide value everywhere you go. All right? With all that being said, hopefully I'll get back on here soon to have something more to say. Peace out.